Howdy and welcome to TAMU 12 Evening News. Here's tonight's breaking news. Overpopulation has become a real threat for Texans. By the year 2050, 25% of Americans will live in Texas. Overpopulation is the root of many problems, including air pollution, global warming, living space issues, water shortages, agricultural and farming issues, and energy issues. A branch chain problem from overpopulation is agricultural and farming issues. The population of Texas will be growing exponentially, and therefore the need for food will also be growing exponentially. To prevent a statewide famine, farmers will have to produce more food than they have ever produced before. Now there's a problem with that. And I have a very scientific illustration to show you to explain this problem. When you have no water, you will not have any plants. Okay. The problem with having no water is obviously that you won't have any plants. Having no plants, you're going to have no vegetables, you're going to have no fruits, you're going to have no food for your population. So, all agricultural and farming issues generally stem from water shortage issues, which also stem from overpopulation issues.
The population of Texas is expected to double by 2050, according to a report released by the Office of the State Demographer. Austin itself grew 12% last year in population. Between 2011 and 2013, Texas led the nation in total home building with more than 380,000 permitted units. At that same rate, there will be approximately 4,300,000 new homes by 2050. If there are going to be 27 million new people living in Texas by 2020, there will still not be enough living space for at least 11 million of those people. You may be wondering where they will live. Due to demand, housing and living prices will skyrocket, leaving little option for the less privileged. The number of homeless people will greatly increase, as well as the building of slum communities and cities.
As the population of Texas continues to grow, so does the need for bigger and better infrastructure across the state. The lack of multiple metropolitan areas across the state causes citizens to migrate to common areas, causing an increase of traffic. According to Texas Monthly in 2014, between the years of 2000 and 2011, Houstonians added an extra hour every year that was spent in traffic delays. While traffic congestion is troublesome to those on a time crunch, it can also be a health risk. Claiming more lives than any disease, air pollution is truly a silent killer. It is estimated that it takes about 4 million lives a year. In 2014, the economists reported that Houston and Dallas-Fort Worth area were ranked 6th and 8th, respectively, on the list of the U.S. most polluted cities. And with the population expecting to double by the year 2050, the urgency for new solutions is extremely high.
Texas, you're hot. But not in a good way. Global warming is becoming a major problem. The Earth has risen between 0.4 and 0.8 degrees Celsius over the past 100 years. The increased volumes of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases released by the burning of fossil fuels, land clearing, agriculture, and other human activities are believed to be the primary sources of the global warming that has occurred over the past 50 years. As the population of Texas rises, global warming will become a bigger issue. Scientists carrying out global warming research have recently predicted that the average global temperatures could increase between 1.4 and 5.8 degrees Celsius by the year 2100. Changes resulting from global warming may include rising sea levels due to the melting of the polar ice caps, as well as an increase in the occurrence and severity of storms and other severe weather events.
Due to the exponential increase of population, the water shortage will cause more chaos with political and economical challenges within drinking water because it will be more scarce than oil. By 2040, we could face a global water crisis of 3.5 billion people running short of water. Wichita Falls has already actually begun reusing recycled wastewater, and has actually begun since July 10, 2014. However, there are alternative methods for drinking water, such as recycled sewage water. They're educating people on new behavioral habits to how to drink water. In addition, manipulating the use of fresh water on agricultural products could increase irrigation for crops. And finally, developing more energy efficient desalination plants.
Alright, what do you call a silly old man? A fossil fool! Okay, on a more serious note, about 91% of the energy consumed in the United States comes from non-renewable energy sources, which include uranium ore and fossil fuels, such as coal and natural gas. Currently, fossil fuels supply the affordable energy we need for many of the functions essential to our society. Today, only a mere 7% of our total energy use comes from renewable energy sources, such as wind, solar, and hydropower. Renewable energy sources lessen our dependence on foreign energy and do not emit greenhouse gases. Experts predict a 26% increase in the demand for electricity in the United States by 2030 and a 56% increase by 2040. This increase in demand will create major problems that only renewable energy sources can solve.
Okay, now that we're done talking about all the doom and gloom about Texas and oh, woe is me, we don't know what we're going to do, all these problems, now I'm going to tell you the solution. We've got a plan. There's a little known fact that Texas owns 3 miles off the coastline before it gets to international waters. So, the governor and the government of Texas just announced the Lonestar Manifest expansion. This project is going to be, it's going to help solve all of our problems in 4 ways. We're going to build a retaining wall out in the ocean that's going to like block it off. So we're going to have all that land is going to be usable for us. It's going to be 10,700 square miles of living space. That's a lot of living space. That's 27 million people are going to be able to live there. Okay, we're also going to take this monorail and put it right smack dab in the middle. That's going to help with our emissions because you don't need cars on the island. It's not an island, but kind of an island. You're not going to need cars, so you can get back and forth wherever you need to go on the monorail. So you're not going to have air pollution is going to be fixed and global warming is going to be fixed, or at least it's not going to be fixed. It's at least going to be helped. This dam that we're going to build is well, we're not going to build one. We're going to build several, but it's going to help us with hydroelectric power, which is a renewable energy source, which is going to be good because we're not going to be burning fossil fuels. And then we're also going to build desalination plants for the water that we have to drain, and that's going to help us with our agricultural problems and our water shortage problems. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all a slight demonstration / picture of what's going to happen. So here's our coastline. Here's our retaining wall. Here's our 3 miles in between. And our monorail is going to run right through the middle of this. And we're going to have living space all through here. We're going to have dams, and we're going to have desalination ports at various checkpoints. And that is going to be our retaining wall. That is our solution for all of these terrible, horrible problems that Texas is going to have to endure.
Okay, on a more
Due to the increase, due to the
I'm lying to you.